Hi, welcome back to A to B's Books. I'm Ryan, and today I wanted to talk to you about my book club's bingo, and I am 5 books away from completing a full bingo card, which is the prize is still up for grabs, and I am determined. This has now replaced my book count goal, and this has become my goal for 2025. So I thought it would be fun to go through the 5 prompts and walk through kind of how I've decided on what books I will be reading to fulfill those prompts. As you can see, there's actually 6 here. I adapted into a movie, Will Be Regretting You, and I actually finished that. So I get to stamp that one off, which is very exciting, and I will be seeing the movie tomorrow, actually. Then next on the same line is a non-human protagonist. And originally I wanted to do the first book in the Witcher series because I have all 3. Well, I have all 6, but they're kind of broken up into 2 different chunks. And the real part of the story I have not read. But then when I Googled, technically he's half human. So then I was like, okay, I'm in the middle of the Throne of Glass. She's a fairy. But again, she's half human. So the 2 books that I initially thought of, I had struck out on fulfilling the prompt. So I ended up landing on Legends and Lattes, which I'm very excited about because some of the other books that I've chosen are a bit hefty or like more intellectual. So I think kind of like a cozy vibe, especially for this time of year, it will be the perfect book. So I will be reading that on my Kindle. And then written by an author of color, I decided to go with Yellowface. It's been on my TBR forever. I've had a couple friends read it, and some of them liked it and some of them didn't really like it. So I'm curious to see where I stand because from reading the synopsis, it seems like it's something I'd really be into, but I've heard that it's just kind of a frustrating read based on you're just kind of mad. Like the person you're reading from is not likable, is what I remember. If I'm thinking about the correct book, but I think I am. So a classic novel, I decided to go with Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I have all of her books, but I have not read all of her books, and that is a goal of mine in life. So I picked the shortest one that I have not read. So Sense and Sensibility, that will be my classic book. Next prompt is going to be starts with the letter B. And this one technically also could be the classic. I think I actually picked it for classic originally, again, because it's shorter. And that is Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. I'm 89, 95% sure that I was supposed to have read this in school. I didn't. I always struggled in school to read the assigned reading. I got kind of like overwhelmed with the due dates, I think, which is like so counterintuitive because if I had just read the book, I would have been less stressed, but whatever, live and learn. So I'm very much looking forward to it. On the back of the book, the synopsis reads, the author switches to the future and shows us life as he conceives it may be some hundreds of years hence. Written in the 30s, when whatever the immediate outlook may have been, people believed that ultimately all would be for the best in the best of all possible worlds. This novel is a warning against such optimism. With irrepressible wit and raillery, Huxley, oh my God, am I going to struggle with this book? Huxley satirizes the idea of progress put forward by the scientists and philosophers, and his world of test tube babies and feelies is uncomfortably closer now than it was when the book was first published. Anyways, I think this, whoa. And then the last prompt that I need to fulfill will be used books. So technically the last 2 physical books that I've shown you are all used books that I've gotten, but this is also a used book. So this is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. And again, it's been on my list for a while because I want to say, I don't know, maybe around like 2022, a movie came out on Netflix based off of this book, and I really like both actors. One, not so much anymore. And I've been wanting to read it forever. So I picked up a copy, but then I ended up finding my aunt's copy. So I will be reading her used copy of this book to fulfill that prompt. So that is 5 books that I need to read before the end of 2025. I don't think anyone else in my book club will be in the running because all of them are into audiobooks, which was one of the prompts, and also nonfiction. So those were kind of 2 that put a few of my book club members out of the running. One that was actually harder to accomplish than I thought it would be has the word. It ended up, funnily enough, I thought it would maybe come from one of the Assassins or one of the Throne of Glass books, but it ended up coming from the Strawberry Patch Pancake House. So that's kind of funny. So a lot of these I read a book and then found a spot that fit on here rather than doing a prompt and finding a book. I've only done that now that I have 5 because it's getting harder to place random books into specific prompts than it was at the beginning of the year. So I will keep you updated in my recaps if and when I successfully accomplish my 2025 bingo. I think I am able to read 5 books by the end of the year, and I'll let you know what my prize is. Thank you so much for joining me. If you would have picked differently in the prompts, let me know down below what you would have picked instead. And I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.